a view of Mullagh on Sunday, the 20th of February, during 11 o'clock Mass. So Johnny, is he fixing his cap? Isn't he lovely? Tina in flight.
In flight, is right?
No. Maureen, how are you?
I have to fly in Tina for this day to catch the bus.
Anyway. Here's Mary coming. I would just say that in 20 years' time about me. Here's John Joe getting ready to do the burying.
I reckon it is over Father Wellington. I might need you for a minute.
Here's Father Friday. Is that Betty? Yeah, 12 o'clock is getting ready to do it.
How's it going? You're a busy man. You know, you need somebody to be 2 more, about 4 or 5 left.
You can call out the names that you, people you know.
Eddie O'Keefe.
How you doing?
Geraldine Sexton is coming.
Yeah.
So coming up from that now. This is Mullagh. On Sunday the 20th of February 2000. Michael McMahon.
Hall and Mary, Devon.
Oh, I guess they're there now. I haven't got him.
Did you get him?
No. I get him afterwards anyway.
Maureen.
How are you?
How are you? How are you keeping?
It's Mary. Wait a minute, I better get this now. Wait a minute, let's see our way. We are. Will I record that now?
That's it, anybody.
Okay. The bell rings, I suppose.
Good 10 minutes.
Do you enjoy it?
Okay, right.
You want to be in Maureen, there's somebody doing video and you get in.
Can't do any more.
No, then.
Yeah, you're nice. Yeah, please.
by your fingers now. So you'd be able to buy this.
There was another zoom, kind of zoom button on it.
I will put on the little thing in front of you.
Jesus, I'm not going to...
Item, here for this time capsule. Just to say a few words on behalf of the Millennium Committee, which has been organised there some time ago, thank you, about last November or so. We ran a weekend there in conjunction with all the dancers of the past and present, and we held a great weekend at the hall every night. And on behalf of the committee, we're burying this time capsule here, and it reads there, Kilmurray Ibricken Time Capsule, the 20th of February 2000, to be opened on the year 2020, on the 20th of the 2nd, the year 2020, with the Father Toy said there at Mass, we don't say enough of little prayers to each other when we say God bless all here when we come in the place, or God bless the work of that. But I just said, without Hebe, God wouldn't be here at all. But anyway, this is all the artifacts of around the parish, things about who is attending school, and little bits and pieces of advertisements. We just got what's it there for the records of this particular this weekend. No, we have the records of the parish. The music of this present weekend was what's top of the pops, I should say. We just got that this morning to say. There's everybody's name, and I did a kind of a consensus, or a census, I should say, of all the people that have lived between Lynch's Cross and Colin Peter McMahon's Cross. The name will change, I know. There's a new house. John O'Brien's Cross at 10 times to come. But all things that are going on, with a new house being built back the road, just beyond Father Two, he's next door neighbour now, and Mary's house. Things like that, and all the people that lived in the parish along the road from my end of it. A lot of people did more roads in their area. But we have all those artifacts. We have even a solid turf here, which is kind of last item. There's condens in the back, Joe. We all invited the Rake turf over there before. We have a solid turf from that field. Permission by.
Over there. It's been on for 20 years.
Even last night's lotto numbers, I think we haven't the right ones. Yeah, we have all the ones that didn't win. So anyway, if that's it, we'll go about and we'll seal it. And we will make a video here of it, and it'll be held as a testament to our winter.
Well, I know.
All the time actually, the dream pub. Yeah. Okay.
What's it saying?
Here, what's the camera? Here,
You don't think they're gorgeous. Don't you? But isn't that because it's the hotel? What is whatever you've tapped into that? You don't think that? What you say? Even within plastic.
That's it. No. Morning, you.
No, John Joe.
We taking a look, John John?
Yeah, see, Chris, what? Well, look in there, man.
Yeah.
Follow the bag, though.
Wait a minute,
Oh, where am I going?
Morning. And a drink for the man when he comes to take it up. No.
That's it.
Chin chin.
When John Joe.
Be fertiliser, John, your total wet will grow. Huh? Be fertiliser, otherwise the pipe will grow up to be a 9-inch one.
So much earth. Yes, yourself.
You need another 2 bags, then later.
Lovely idea.
What is the only reserve there for you?
Look at them.
That's my house in Martin. That's our baby, yeah.
You need. He doesn't want to. I use that too. What's he saying?
Just pause for the video. The year 22. Yeah.
And it's a dry day that day too.
Was it?
Yeah. It was, yes. When they burst that into the hole. Yeah, exactly. No way.
Yeah, Brenda.
Now here the two girls, two sisters all the way. So why not? It's not now, it's 20 years time. Yeah. And then over here, go over to Pat Montgomery, and it's over along there, Pat Montgomery, Bobby and John Dougal. Yeah, those ones. Now, how are you? I'm doing a video actually. You're lovely. Your cat's very nice. Yeah.
That's the first time anyway.
20 years ago. How are you? Actually, your brother is in the video coming out from Mass. That's kind of younger brother. Oliver, he's in the video coming out from Mass. Yeah. It's on the action. God, I love the back view of you. You all look gorgeous. You look lovely, you do. Look at John himself. Lovely. Yes. Yeah, well, you keep talking away. I'm just doing a video. You're grand, yeah. It's lovely long hair. That's really nice. Isn't your hair beautiful? Who's that girl with the lovely long hair? Yeah, I know, Sean. I know. Yes, indeed. Have I to go inside the wall? Have I? Have I to go inside? You will use photographs taken. Yes, indeed. No. I don't look up now. It's nice to be there, yeah. Oh, that. I know. No, something here. Look, it's there. He's coming. Thank you. He's coming. So that's good. Cigarettes. Mind the way there was.
nice connection here.
There is. That is needing to be done by these things.
That's certainly what it is.
Yes, indeed.
There's only checks on it.
Tin is okay, I've no idea what's in there.
Tasha full of nothing.
No.
No, can anyone identify it?
No, for the fun.
Magazines.
Marina and
Just the
Religious magazines, Betty Sexton.
okay.
Go for the brand envelopes.
Okay, this pub, coasters.
I hate cameras. Photographs fancy family. Is it?
Contents of the time capsule buried on Sunday the 20th of February 2000, taken up on Sunday the 23rd of February 2020. The RTE guide back then cost £1. Sacred Heart Messenger, 60p. Almanac, £1.75. Farmer's Journal, £1.20. Clare Champion, 95p. Sunday World, £1. Buy and sell £1.35. The Irish Catholic, 50p. Now the Board of Management, Scropple National School. The Chairman, John McMahon. Secretary, Bernadette Ryan. Treasurer, Maury Maguire. And McMahon, Martin Lynch, Reverend Father Tim Toohey, Michael O'Halloran and Patricia Wren. And here we have the names of the children attending Scropple National School back in 2000. There's a project done here then by the children from Scropple National School. Jewellery and clothes, cosmetics and shoes, food. how we do our cooking. And there's a photograph then of Martin Timothy Killeen, Showcalf overall champion in Mullagh. And the machinery of the year. Furniture. And we have some Man United fans. This was compiled by Paul Murphy and Michael Lynch, age 11. A Solid Turf from Joe Conlon's Rika Turf over in Clonlaheen. Now, Kilmurray Abrican Parish 2000. Total number of houses 842. Total number of houses vacant 103. Total number of holiday homes 119. Total number of adults 1,254. Total number of students 52. Total number of children 678. So the total number of people in the parish back in 2000 was 1,984. There's some newsletters and pamphlets, leaflets, brochures. And back then, Centre Caring for Our Environment. Think about it. Do you really need a bag? Now, National Schools of Kilmurray Abrican 2000. In Anna was 78 in attendance. In Core, 64 in attendance. In Mullagh, 67 children attending Mullagh National School. And in Quilty, there were 65 children. And Scrapple School, 26 children. Now there's a photograph here of Core children attending National School. Now, the names of the children attending Core National School. junior infants, senior infants, first class, second class, second class continued up here, and third class. And sixth class. The teachers. Now we have Craiganock and people living in it in 2000. Listen, Neil. And we have another census done here. This now is from covers Molluska, Knocknahyla, Myglass, Clonathinna and Craiganock. Now, another census, this one from the Dunogan Road, from Mullagh Cross, PJ McMahon's. PJ McMahon's house knocked down since January 2000. New house presently under construction for Garda John O'Brien. David and Mary Donlan, 3 children. Peter, Davina and Brian, school going. Curate's house, Father Pat Larkin. Anthony McCarthy's house for sale. Michael O'Brien, the pub. Tommy and Mary Murphy, 3 children. Stephen, Suzanne and Jane. Joe and Anne McMahon. 3 children away, and you have Michael, Patrick, John Paul and Brian at home, attending school. Stephen and Maureen O'Grady. Brendan Newell, Sarah Spanish Point, leaving Cert Finbar 2nd year. Michael and Margaret Cunningham. Paul in college, Lorraine, Spanish Point, Mark in Spanish Point and Deirdre at Mullagh National School. Doohans, John and Nancy, Francis and Therese. Patrick and Dolores Montgomery. Packy and Kathleen Cunningham, rest in peace. Bobby and Josie Montgomery. McAuliffe's house is closed. Michael, rest in peace. Mrs. McAuliffe with daughter. And then there's Michael and Jane O'Gorman. They have a son and a daughter. And JJ and Anne McNamara, 2 boys. Breda and Dan Sexton, Donald 2nd year in Spanish Point. Holly King, she's 80 years. Mickey Darcy, he's a mechanic. And then Tull's house is closed. National Schools of Kilmurray are breaking 2000. I did that already, I think. Now, Dunogan residents to the hand. I'd like you to read this because it's a bit faint. There's Gregory and Patricia Wren, Frank and Bernie Donlan, Bridie Donlan, Jim Joe Griffin, Jim Joe and Margaret Darcy, Ned and Jim Griffin, Martin and Mary Walsh, Peter, Michael and Mary Griffin, Joe and Teresa Conlon, Joe Breen, Jay and Nora Corrie, Michael and Catherine Sexton, Toby and Anne Coney, Patcho and Rita Griffin, Paddy and Bridget Griffin, Michael and Tina McCarthy, Christopher and Patricia McCarthy. Martin and Mary Sexton, PJ and Sis Sexton, Patcho and Mary Burke, Pat and Teresa Murray, Eamon McGivney, Catherine Talty, John and Gail Delan, Thomas and Mary Cleary, Martin and Anne Hanrahan, Packy and Michael Hanrahan, Michael and Jean McMahon, John and Anne Maguire, Mick, Johnny and Carmel Talty, Joe Talty, Martin and Dennis O'Halloran, Michael Murphy, Mary O'Halloran, Francie and Bridget Tierney. So we have another census here. Now this is from Drummond. Longfreak, Scrapple, Tirmana, Boulaveg, Boulnavold, Dulux, Tilmana. Carnagry. In Knocknahiler. Carnagry. Whiteless. Now down here we have how to play the lotto and the price of the tickets back then. Now we have St. Gerard's set dancers. All Ireland champions 1998-1999. Teacher John Finnell. Garrod Curtin, Michael Malone, David Talty, Brendan Egan. Front row left to right, Aoife Frawley, Idel Lenahan, Diana Sexton and Caoimhe McMahon. Katharina Hassett, Sarah O'Grady, Regina Pender and Idel O'Brien, Sarah O'Grady and Marina Clancy. There's Cathy Maroney. More set dancers. Noel McMahon, Orla Sexton, Sinead Egan, Hannah Finucane. Peter Hanrahan, Eugene Donlan, Roland Frawley and Paul Reedy. These St. John's All-Ireland champion set dancers, 9 All-Irelands. Here we have Idel Lynch, Tony Daly and Caoimhe McMahon, Seamus Lynch, Elaine Wren and Darina Lynch. Patrick, Derek, Anne, Darina, Deirdre and Padraig Lynch. And down here we have Denise Murphy, Jake Shaw, Lorraine O'Halloran with baby Barry Devitt. And here we have Santa And he's leaving Scroppel School, waving goodbye. Now, the currency being used back in 2000, the pound coin, 20 pence, 5 pence, there's the penny, halfpenny, 2 pence, 10p coin, 50p, and the old pound note, and the 10 shilling note, and some other old currency, the half crown, 2 and 6, 2 shillings, it's 1 shilling. The old penny, the halfpenny, and the threepenny bit. Some coaster spear mats from Kelly's Bar in Mullagh. £30 for a stamp and the Christmas book that time, £5.40. A receipt from Tuberty's Oils. 427 litres, cost £106.75, and a new oil tank cost £150. Now, if you were to buy a bar of chocolate, a Dairy Milk bar, it would cost 38 pence, and a Kit Kat 35 pence, 10 Benson 1.89, and inside in that box there was the blotter for 15 pence, and the cork and a receipt from Killeen's shop, and it was signed by Deirdre Johnson, Elaine Johnson, Maureen O'Grady and Matthew Lernahan. And a bag of potatoes 22 pence. Now, the price of drink at Maroney's Bar back then Mullagh, top of the hill, top of the class. Children from Mullagh National School. Michael O'Kelly in class at Mullagh National School. Shane Kavanagh and his first class friends busy drawing at Mullagh National School. Nicola O'Keefe of first class, busy with her spellings at Mullagh National School. Caoimhe O'Donoghue has the answer at Mullagh National School. The only way is up. Junior infant Owen Conway points at the many pictures and decorations on the ceiling. Junior Infants, Orla McMahon, Dara O'Connor, Mary Kate Clancy, Owen Conway and Deirdre Sexton, about to start class in Mullagh National School. Martin Donlan and David Flynn of 6th class catch up on the geography. Some of Mullagh National School pupils getting ready for a game of basketball at lunchtime. Ready, steady, go. Having fun in the playground at Mullagh National School were Lourdes Cairn, Nerys Garfield, Aisling Donlan and Shane Torpey. Seamus Murray shows off his soccer skills at Mullagh National School. Mullagh National School pupils let off steam in the yard at break time. Putting their heads together. Lisa Flynn and Dimpna O'Dwyer having a swing during break time at Mullagh National School. Now we go to Quilty National School. Teacher Mr. Michael Carrick, 5th and 6th class pupils. And here's some artwork. And the pupils, 2nd, 3rd and 4th class, teacher Mrs. Helen McGrath. Some more artwork here. children of junior, senior and first class. Teacher Mrs. Miriam Mullagh. Caretakers Noreen Hudson and Patrick Nugent. Secretary Myra Sexton O'Connor. Now, haiku, Japanese for poem. A haiku, a poem by Daniel McCarthy. My name is Daniel. I have loads of friends at school. They are really cool. I live in Quilty. Tomorrow I will play there. It is a nice place. I am 11, I have a mum and a dad, and we have a dog. Today I bought sweets. I ate them in 2 seconds. I am really full. Another haiku there, and this one is by David Talty. My name is David. I live somewhere in Quilty, near a big blue sea. I really love my mum. She is so very kind to me since I was a baby. I have a pet dog. He is spotted black and white, and he is so very quiet. Santa comes at Christmas. He comes to every girl and boy if they do not cry. And the last one haiku I have, is by Kim Downs. I have a big cat who once caught a massive bat and then a big rat. The Chinese men are funny. They have a big, huge bunny, and they can't count money. I have a big dog who once went to a big bog and then caught a frog. That's by Kim Downs. And this homework copy belongs to Emma Galvin, first class. And another one here, and this one belongs to Dermot O'Riordan. His son's copy. Rugby today, the 19th of the 2nd, 2000. Ireland 44, Scotland 22. Digging the hole for Time Capsule and organising the Time Capsule. At a meeting in the hall meeting room, the committee decided to bury a time capsule somewhere near St Mary's Church, Mullagh, the flower bed near the church and telephone kiosk. John Joe Hassett said he would take on this operation. Maureen O'Grady and John Joe went to visit Father Toohey to get his permission to bury the capsule near the church. Michael Cunningham Donogan supplied the capsule a 6-inch PVC plastic pipe with 2 caps. This is a photo of it here. The digging of the hole was carried out by a FÁS worker, John Joe O'Neill from Carnagry, assisted by Marie Sexton Craigenach. Mary O'Brien is the FÁS supervisor. I marked out the position for the hole and supplied the plastic bags for the earth. We dug the hole on Friday, the 18th of the 2nd, 2000 at 11 a.m. Tally called to watch. This evening, 19th of the 2nd, 2000 at 7 p.m, we will be filling the capsule at the meeting room. I have to go to a boxing tournament at Falls Hotel in Estymon. The weather is very good today, a real spring day, thanks be to God. Anne and I went to Mass in Mullagh at 12 noon. It was Stevie O'Holland's once mine. Now, present at Hassett's on the night of the 19th of the 2nd, 2000, we have John Joe Hassett, Gordon, Sennan, Evan Pender, Katharina Hassett and Anne. And present at the meeting room on the 19th of the 2nd, 2000, Maureen O'Grady, May Torpey, Helen McGrath, David Dillon, Marie Sexton, John Donlan, Mary Clancy, Teresa Conlon, Patricia Wren, Anne McMahon, Betty Sexton, May Green, Noel McMahon and Queeva McMahon. Now we have music going back then that was popular on the charts. There's Gabrielle, Oasis, Finger Boys, Westlife, all those are listed there. And then there's the albums. Celine Dion, The Corrs, Red Hot Chili Peppers, Stereophonics, Robbie Williams, Bryan Adams, and the list goes on. They're all listed there. A weekend, this would be in the O'Grady household. So 3 teenagers living here with us. Fimber, he loves basketball and he usually goes to the youth club in Mullagh on a Friday night. But that particular Friday night on the 20th of the 2nd, 2000, he went to the cinema in Ennis, arranged by friends in school. And the film they watched was The Bachelor. They would have preferred to see American Beauty. And J.J. Clancy took them by bus. Kitty Pender collected Regina from my house and Sarah went with her. They normally go to Maroney's on a Friday night, but that particular night they went to Cogan's in Milltown. And Brendan went to Michael O'Dwyer's house. Stephen and I watched The Late Late, presented by Pat Kenny. Some of his guests that night were Shane McGowan and Jerry Adams. Saturday was a beautiful pet day, and Stephen went to Mallow to a limousine sale. And he met Mick Sexton down there, also Paddy and Pauline Torpey and John Conway. Sarah busy on phone, either phoning or receiving calls from Marina Clancy, Edel and Sinead O'Brien, Lorraine Cunningham, Regina Pender and Kathy Maroney. Mark Cunningham called. He and Fimber were rollerblading. Brendan watched the rugby that day. It was Ireland against Scotland. Fimber went to Estymon with Tone and Kitty. There was a boxing tournament on. Noel Maroney won his round. Now here I have a match programme for the All-Ireland Minor and Senior Hurling Championship semi-finals. That's August 99. They're playing Kilkenny. We're playing Galway that day. And you had Clare played Kilkenny. Now, on the Clare team, Davy Fitzgerald, Brian Quinn, Brian Lohan, Frank Lohan, Liam Doyle, Sean McMahon, Anthony Daly, Ollie Baker, Colin Lynch, James E. O'Connor, Conor Clancy, PJ O'Connell, Stephen McNamara, Niall Gilligan and Alan Markham. Looks like David Ford replaced Stephen McNamara. And then you have the Kilkenny team. Here then is the programme for the Munster Junior Football Semi-Final and Senior Football Semi-Final in June 1996. So Clare played Cork that day. Against the Cork. And Clare met Cork also in the senior. Now here we have Gaelic football match programme, senior and minor county football final back in September 1993. But before I mention and name the players, I see here we have a photograph of our team that won back Kilmurray-Abrican 1966 senior football champions. Now Dumbeg were playing Kilmurray. Gerard Talty, Kevin Killeen, Martin Cahill, Declan Collins, Michael Rowan, Dermot Coughlin, Anthony Maloney, Aidan Maloney captain, Martin Sexton, Joseph Egan, Paul Montgomery, Martin Keevy, James Pender, Odin O'Dwyer and Paul Hickey. Kilmurray-Abrican Parish Magazine, senior football champions, and the minor football champions. And the ladies, Kilmurray-Abrican ladies under 14B county champions. And the Kilmurray-Abrican ladies under 16C county champions. Now we have the price list for food in the year 2000. This is another census. This one is recorded by John Joe Hassett, and it's from Lynch's Cross over to PJ McMahon's Cross in Mullagh. Lynch's Cross, Mrs. Lynch, Peggy and Marty Morrissey, Joe Flynn and Kitty Flynn, Paddy and Pauline Torpey, Shane and Tara Torpey, George and Mary Morrissey, Declan and Paul, T.J. O'Loughlin and Olive and their 3 children, Mary Bridget, Olivia and Patrick, Tony and Geraldine Kavanagh and their 2 boys, Shane and David. Mary Conway's new house is being built. John, her brother, is doing the carpentry with Michael Galvin from Quilty. John Considine did the block laying. Donny McNamara and Sheila's house. This is empty. They live in London. Martin and Kitty Pender, Regina and Gary, they are both great step dancers. Father Timothy Toohey, parish priest, a real gentleman in his line of duty. Jimmy Murray, PJ Murray and Mary Murray and their children, Jane, Myra, Seamus and Maeve. PJ is a great singer known throughout the country. Johnny Murray died last week, rest in peace. His wife Bridie died in 1999. Billy Merriman and Eilish, and they own the Garden Centre. Dan Paddy Sexton and Mrs. Mary Sexton. Gerard and Maureen Sexton, Lorraine and Deirdre. Tim and Teresa Donlan, their children, Dermot, Neil, Neve and Colum Donlan. Next we have Timmy Donlan and Mrs. Donlan, Matt and Marley Lernahan, their children Mairead, Caroline Thomas and Gerard, Myra Sexton O'Connor, her 3 boys, Patrick, Sean and Dara, Kieran and Caroline O'Dea, John and Myra Sexton and their children, and Marie, Michael, Kieran, John and Daniel, Willie Sexton and May Sexton. Willie, he must be one of the oldest men in the parish. And next to them we have the parish hall for our community activity. And beside the hall you have Peter McMahon and his wife. Mary Teresa Mead, better known as TC, and her 2 sisters, Sue and Claire Mead. Then we move on to Finnemore Park, where we have May Downs and Sue Heher, Pat and Deirdre Johnson and their children, Stephen, Len, Elaine and Graham. Marianne Scales, Elizabeth, Anne-Marie and Michelle. Martina Downs with Gemma, Daniel and Cathy. Kathleen Pender Murphy, Stephen, Jason, Rachel and Ian. Angela Murphy, who is Kathleen's sister. You have Joseph, John and Tara Lernahan. And still in Finnemore Park, Pat and Patricia Talty, Francis, Ashlyn and Dominic, Kevin and Margaret Killeen, with Mark, David and Connor, Marietta Scales and Martina, Gerard and Mary Downs and their son Dermot, Charles McCarthy, affectionately known as Tally, and Ollie McCarthy, Bernie Murphy, Bobby Ingham and Siobhan Ingham, Marion and Anthony Heher and Paula Heher. Across from the Finnemore Park we have Mullagh National School. Sean McMahon is principal with Genevieve Pender and Connie Sexton, and there are 67 pupils in attendance. Then we have the dispensary, and the doctor in attendance is Dr. Harty from Kilmehel. Alan and Caroline Turbedy, and Stephen and Kevin. Alphonsus Turbedy, garage, tractors and repairs. Rita Turbedy, Turbedy's oil. J.J. O'Keefe is the oil lorry driver. Christy and Claire Kelly, Anna Sexton widow and her son Joseph. James and Phil Frawley, James a great blacksmith and his son Gerard. Then we have Mary Darcy and Tina and Tony Garfield, their children, Kerry, Nerys and Mikey, Paddy and Chrissy O'Keefe, Seamus, Gary, Caroline and Sharon O'Keefe. Brenda Nealon's house is let to 2 veterinary surgeons from Belgium. Breathe Frawley's house is now empty. Scanlon's house and pub empty, owned by Timmy. Crean's house, now owned by Matthew and Molly Dunn from Dublin. John and Ann Hassett, Jonathan, Senan, Gordon and Katharina. And next then we have Mullagh Post Office, which has been newly renovated in 1999, where Mrs. Markham lives, who is a widow, with her son Donal, and her daughter Myra is a retired teacher in Dublin. Mary Conway and her 3 children, Sean, Dermot and Neve. May Green, wife of the late Ray Green, rest in peace, Ray. Tone and Kitty Darcy. May Torpy is a widow. Bridie King, single. She's in hospital in a nursing home in Ennistimon. She's been laid up for about 2 years. Mary O'Connor's house is owned now by a man from Limerick, John, his wife and family. It's used as a summer home. Ambrose O'Kelly, Josie O'Kelly, and their 3 children, John, Paddy and Mary. John and Breathe O'Kelly. John, Michael and Cathy are their 3 children. Then there's Mrs. Josie Nealon and her son Sean Nealon, who teaches in Kilmehel. On the 16th of the 2nd, 2000, very cold with hailstone today. Casey's old house in the square. The front shop area is used as a funeral parlour. The porch and the rest of the ground floor are being renovated. Also, the first floor is being done up. Michael Casey's Aunt Lily was going to come and live here in Mullagh, but sadly to write, she passed away just after Christmas, rest in peace. The house is empty presently. Peter O'Dwyer's house is empty. Sadly to write, he died before Christmas, rest in peace. Michael Casey and Pat, his wife, own and run the village supermarket. Their assistant is Brenda McInerney from the Clogher. The house next to the supermarket is owned by Jimmy and Mary Sexton, the shop. The house is empty at the moment, except for holidaymakers in summer. The next house, owned by Michael O'Brien, are drugs to his friends. This house is empty, except the credit union conducts business here every Saturday night. Michael O'Brien's shop, he lives on his own. He sells coal, flour, meal, sweets, soft drinks and the Clare Champion each Thursday evening. A great house for the young boys and girls to call for the chat. Michael loves the crack and likes to sing a few songs at sessions. He drives a tractor and runs a farm. Next door then we have Jimmy and Mary Sexton. Sexton's shop is run by Mary. She sells groceries and drapery. Nancy Sexton, widow, on her own. Meany's Bar, owned by Johnny and Marie Meany and their daughter Katharina. At present, this bar is opened only on Sunday mornings, and any evening there is a funeral. The young lads play pool here. Johnny and Marie live at the Crosses of Anna. Killeen's shop, Patrick Killeen, shopkeeper. Patricia, Pat Killeen, works in Dunn's. Patrick sells groceries, is a newsagent, books, coal briquette and cigarettes. JJ Darcy and Breathe Darcy, the 18th of the 2nd, 2000. Maroney's Bar, owned by Noel Maroney and Margarita. This bar does very good business. The family, Cathy, Padraig and Noel, help out in the business to keep the show on the road. At the weekend, they have a card game, poker, on Friday, held in the outside bar, while pool is the main attraction for the young boys and girls of the parish. Pop music suitable for young is played from an intercom CD player inside the counter. On Saturday nights, a session of traditional music can be enjoyed by young and old. Sometimes there would be very good singers at the session. A few names: Kathleen Downs, her daughter Loretta O'Gorman, Tally McCarthy, his brother Ollie McCarthy, Patrick Lynch Tirmana, Michael O'Brien Drugs, Stephen O'Grady, John Johassett with Michael Crowley, my Asta, often play and sing here, the Seasiders. Michael Heher Tirmana, Ollie Conway, and Tipperary Tom Crampton. 1 pint of Guinness costs £2 and 10 at Maroney's, and at John Amby's £2. Next to Maroney's we have Murn's house, which is now empty. Joe, Pat and May used to live here. Down in the Mall, you've Kitty Ryan, she lives on her own. Jim O'Brien's second house, Florrie O'Brien and Maureen Healy live there. Michael and Betty Sexton and their children, Miriam and Mihal. Michael Sexton Sr. is well known for his accordion playing. At present, he is the leader of his own Ceilidh band, Michael Sexton's Ceilidh Band. He's on tour at the moment of a 2000 Millennium cruise down the Caribbean, a 2.5-week cruise organised in USA. Michael played with many bands down the years. He played with the Loughlin Nefa Ceilidh Band, then the Kilfenora Ceilidh Band, and then the Bannermen. Members being Michael, PJ Murray and Jimmy Ward Milltown, who died, replaced by David Culligan, drummer from Ennis. Then we come to Michael and Pat Casey's house and their children, Connor, Mark, Paula and Brian. Noel Maroney and Margarita Maroney, Kathy Podrick and Noel Maroney. Noel is involved in the boxing club in Milltown. He will be boxing in a tournament up in the Falls Hotel in Ennistimon. I'm, being John Johassett, involved in the club too and president of the club. The next house is owned by Noel Maroney. At present, the house is let to Mike Donlan from Dunogan, his wife and family, and he drives a lorry. The old tin house at the Cross was owned by P.J. McMahon and his wife Nora, all dead and gone now, rest in peace. The old tin house was pulled down in January this 2000 to make room for John O'Brien's new house, which is being built now by John Considine, block layer from near Clonina Cross. This is a census of the people who live between Lynch's Cross and P.J. McMahon's, compiled by John Johassett. And there's this calendar. A note back then, Mass Times, Saturday Vigil, Quilty at 7 p.m. and in Mullagh at 8 p.m. And then on Sunday you had Quilty at 9 a.m., Core 10 a.m. and Mullagh at 11 a.m. And this is from James Frawley's Ford, an old 3-pin plug and a vice grip. Now, when we were taking up the capsule, there were some photographs taken. John and Tim Donlan digging up the capsule. That was in the school where it was opened. This little girl, her name is Charlotte. She is Grace Clancy's daughter. Now John's about to open the capsule. Now, take note of John Joe's tie. Would you believe he wore the same tie 20 years ago when we buried the time capsule? If only that tie could talk. Stay safe, keep well.